Hi guys, Mark Armbrust here, RC Scale Builder. It's attempting to demonstrate the use of peel ply application using epoxy resin, 1.4 ounce cloth onto a 1/4 inch piece of balsa. Been some recent discussion on the site about the process of this, and some guys have had some issues. I thought I'd show you what we've been doing. I've got this piece laid down. It's glassed in. You can see that it's a lot shinier than those of you that have been trying to put these things on and suck all the resin off of them. The key to the peel ply process is using nothing more than a brush. Now when I do a larger layup, right now I'm just using a little epoxy brush such as this. When we do a larger layup, use like a 1-inch brush that I've trimmed the bristles off of, put a little CA around the base to lock them in. And we don't go to using the credit card, or in this instance it's a hotel key from a Hilton someplace, until we lay the peel ply into the cloth. Now what I'm using for peel ply, this is 100% polyester cloth that I ordered off of eBay. Got 28 yards of it. Here's a stack. Ordered that off of eBay, paid something like 45 bucks shipped to the house. I previously was buying the stuff from ACP Composites, outfit out in California. That stuff like tripled in price overnight. So this is my first test with using this system. Thomas turned me on to it. I bought it, and this is going to be the first try. So I'll also make a follow-up video showing the removal process, hopefully. Hopefully that it all goes according to plan here and we get this piece back off. So again, here's what we got. You can see there's definitely a gloss to it. It might even be a little dry. So I'll probably paint just a little more onto it before I get the peel ply in place. If we find it's a little dry after the peel ply is in place, it's not a big deal. Don't take it back off. Just add a little resin to the top of the peel ply. Wait a couple of minutes. It'll soak right in. Card it all back out. It'll all be nice and fogged out for you. Wait till tomorrow. Come back. And we should be able to get the peel ply off with 100% ready for primer surface underneath with absolutely zero sanding required. Alright. I don't have any proper camera equipment here, so I'm just using my iPhone. I'm going to lean you up against a piece of sandpaper on my bench and see if we can't make a reasonable looking video for y'all. Here we go. Okay. Well, let's get a little more in the dry spots here. The cloth had time to sit for a couple minutes while I got stuff ready here, and it absorbed it. Alright. So we got a pretty decent gloss over the whole surface. Again, if we have a little light spot, we'll come right on top of the peel ply with it. No big deal. So here's the piece I cut. Now, it comes, a lot of them folded, and they have creases in it, such as this here. Use your wife's iron that thing out on the polyester setting before you lay it in here. Anything that's in the peel ply is going to show up in the finished product, so you don't want that there. Now this is just my little test piece. I don't really care. I'm going to lay this piece in there though, right in the wet resin. Okay. I'm going to pick you guys back up for a second here. And you can see how that just started fogging out. I haven't touched it yet, right? If you left that like that, where it's wet, we'll have the finish we're looking for. Where it's dry, will look like you screwed it all up, as some of you have experienced. So, at any rate, let me put it down. I'm going to put you guys back down here against my, I'll show you. That's the tripod, is you leaning against a roll of 80 grit. Okay? And we're going to card that out. And anything I make out of epoxy and fiberglass gets the use of this. If we're doing a gear door or what have you, or a servo hatch, it's a layer of peel ply. Wet that out with some resin. Lay in some fiberglass, how many layers you're going to put in of whatever weight. Apparently I have a very limited supply. Making a video talking to myself. Sorry about about that. We were interrupted by the wifey and the dog needing to go do their business. So, at any rate, no editing software here, so you get to see us live and in person. Okay, we're carded out. And this stuff's a little thinner than the stuff I was getting from ACP Composites, so it absorbed the resin really well, even though I thought it was going to come out dry. Okay, it's actually maybe a little too much resin was on there, so you see it'll end up, I'll show you, it came out shiny on the surface. But we'll card this, and again, if this was a wing or something, same process, just a lot larger area. And you just card it out until you got a nice fog. And you can't really card it too much. If you have a light spot and a wet spot, you kind of squeegee it over till it fogs it out for you. And again, you could always go right on top with the brush and it'll fog back through. Try not to stick the glass on the edges here to the polyester cloth, or you're going to have a little bit of a time getting this process started during the removal. So like on this side, I'll show you, it's a little wetter on the overflow sort of. That won't be the side I try to start from pulling off. I'll do it over here. Alright, so we card that out. And the idea here is the peel ply is soaking all the excess resin that you guys have been using rolls of toilet paper and so forth up through the top of it. And when we rip this off tomorrow, all the excess resin will go with it. It's going to leave us with a little bit of a texture, but there will be no sanding needed. We can go straight to primer, and we'll sand at that point. Okay, now we'll get you picked back up, show you what this surface looks like. Okay, I don't know if you can see, I got just a little too much resin on there, so it's shined up through. It doesn't really need to shine through the peel ply, it just needs to fog out a little bit. I weighed this piece of wood on our gram scale here, and this one was 23 grams before we started. Used a piece of 1.4 ounce cloth, and when this is all done, I'll trim off the cloth, and I'm going to reweigh it, just kind of see how much weight we added with just for giggles. So anyhow, I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Hope this has been helpful.